Well, today we have a little different video for you. As many of you know, if you've been following us along on our YouTube channel or maybe met us along the way, friends, you know that we have been RVing for 5 years now, over 5 years, since we retired. And after 4 years on the road, we decided to do something different. We decided to pick up some work camp jobs. We thought we'd try one, see how it went, see how we liked it. And I like it. Do you like it?
Yeah,
It's not hard work. We don't have to work that much. So today we're just going to do, I know back in the summer we did a work camping video and interviewed some of our friends that were there work camping with us in Montana. But today we want to just give you, I have 3 tips in how to find work camp jobs.
I know that it can be there someday. You've been waiting for. I know this life can be that one life you've been dreaming of. Today could be the someday. Today could be the one day. Today could be the someday you've been dreaming of. Today could be the someday. Today could be the one day. Today could be the someday you've been dreaming of. Oh, 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 today could be the day.
The first tip that I have written down, and I'm going to cheat, I'm going to look at my notes, it's RV parks that we may have visited in the past. And, you know, I like this one because personally, I wouldn't want to go to an RV park that I had never been to before and plan on working there. I think for me, it's a little more comfortable to have already been there and to get a feel of the place before I would obligate myself to work there.
How you gonna do that all the time?
Well, we might not always be able to do that, but
We were planning on going somewhere this summer that we had never
that we
been,
hadn't been.
and it didn't work out. We'd seen a video of it.
But we had been to that area.
We've been to the area, but we had not been to the
Yeah.
park.
I guess a little for me is because when you're traveling out west and you're going to different places, you want to make sure you can get there with the rig our size. Some of those mountains are so vicious that
We could get there, it just takes us longer than others.
but also to know the park. I just feel more comfortable if I've met the workers there, some of the workers or the owners. So our first job was at Glacier, and we found that job actually not because we, of course, the owner, they remembered us from being there a couple years back, but we met some of the workers that were there. We were actually, our site backed up, they were behind us, the workers.
The work camp.
So, you know, Ricky, he strikes up a conversation with everybody in the park. So
Not everybody.
he struck up some conversations with them. And you know what you do when you meet people along this journey, you always share Facebook with each other. I mean, we've got a lot of you on our Facebook. But so we started following some of them on Facebook, and then they had posted that the owner was looking for a couple to work last summer. So we got in touch with her, and she called us, did an interview over the phone. She actually remembered us from being there, and
She said she did.
she said she did. But so we went there last summer and worked, and it was a good summer, and we were right there at Glacier National Park, so we got to do a lot on our days off. We only worked 12 hours each a week.
Yeah.
She had us to work 3-4 hour shifts, and she worked us in the morning. So by 1 o'clock, those 3 days, we were ready to go and do something. And then the other 4 days we had off. So it was to me, it wasn't a lot of work, but that's how she calculated the hours that we needed to work to cover our site. So we worked some people call it volunteering for your site, because you're only working to cover your site. You're not making money that would be reported to the government. But a little different in our next job, and we'll talk about that one in a few minutes. So, and then how did we find this job? We are here in Corpus Christi in Texas, southern Texas at the coast, and we're actually at a park we'd never been to before. But
So it shoots her theory out the window.
Doesn't really shoot my theory.
Yes, it does.
Because we
Yes,
had already
yes, it
met the
does.
managers. They were managing another park.
We did do that,
And
but
they-
we had not been to the park.
They came over to manage this park for the same owners. So we wanted to work while we're here in this area for the winter. So we reached out to the manager, and he said, I think I'll have something for you when you get there. So
Well, we were going to the other park that we went to 3 years before, or prior to. We skipped last year because we went to Yuma, as you know. But anyway,
but he switched and started managing this park, and we really wanted to be with him.
They sold the other park, and we just actually Denise had looked at prices. Of course, you could go on the map and see the prices. But anyway, we wound up talking to the manager, Chris, and actually his wife. And I said, y'all talk about it, and we'll talk about it. And we called back and decided to give it a try.
And we're
I'm
doing
doing
this.
something here that I've never done before.
Oh, never even had one. Or we had a small one when Joseph was a baby.
Yeah, pool.
A pool. Ricky's helping take care of the pool, and closes up everything at night. So, but yeah, we're actually doing the same thing here. We're working a few hours a week to cover our site, and so here we're only really needing to work about 10 hours each a week, and we've worked a little extra, but we've got a week that we're going to take off to go do something different that we're going to share with you next month. So we've worked a little extra to build that time up. So we'll be leaving our rig here when we go do this new thing, and we'll talk about that in a month. We won't tell them what's going on right now. But anyway, it's a new thing for us. You'll have to follow us along so you can find out what we're up to. But anyway, back to our video. So that's the way we found the job here. We knew the managers, even though it's a different park than what we thought we were going to work at when we came down. We're at the new park, and I love it here. I love being close to Corpus Christi. We're close to the bay, close to the ocean. The weather just hasn't been real good yet.
It's winter time.
Well, we had a few good days when we
had
first
some
arrived.
really good days when we
And
first
then,
got here.
of course, in January,
That's their winter.
that's their winter. We'll have a couple weeks of winter, and we had a few days last week, and we have some cold weather predicted to come in this weekend. But anyway, we ramble on. So
If you notice, I'm not rambling on.
kind of wearing off on me, I think. But so that's two ways.
After
RV parks that we
After
visited.
48 years, it took 48 years.
RV parks that we visited and meeting people along the way, like we had met the managers here. And then a second way that we find work camping jobs, and this is the way we found our summer work camping job coming up for this summer. We joined workcamper.com. And if you want to look that up, and I'll put the link to the website below in the description of this video, but it is workamper.com. And there is a small annual fee to become a member, but this website is phenomenal. I just love the website. I was able to go on there and build our work camper resume. Was very helpful to get that resume built. I already had resumes for us, but theirs is a little different because it's an online resume. So you post it there, and then the RV parks and the resorts and even businesses post jobs to workcamper.com. So they post their jobs, but they also go on there and look for you. They look at the resumes, they search the resumes to look for people to hire to work for them. So it's a really, really good website. And like I said,
there's several websites out there that you can go. You can just type
there's
in,
free stuff out
you can
there.
just type in Workcamper on Google, and you can find lots of stuff.
There's a lot of free stuff out there,
Yeah.
but I really like this one, and you liked it too because you were the one that looked at it and told me we needed to join so we could use all the benefits that they have. But not only is it RV parks and resorts, there's the U.S. Corps of Engineers post their jobs there. American Land and Leisure, Yellowstone General Stores has some job listings there for the upcoming season. And also there's potato jobs in Idaho that they use work campers, and the beet harvest uses a lot of work campers.
Yeah.
So you go to those places and work, and they have RV hookups for you. But
There's one place that is an Ace Hardware.
that's in northeastern Utah
They hire every summer.
because the summer is their busy time, the
Yeah.
busiest time of their year.
Yeah.
So they have a
We've
few
actually
RV.
and we actually looked at that.
We came real close to applying for that one.
Yeah.
Actually, I had emailed the
We talked
manager,
to them,
and
yeah.
he had gotten back with us. But we kind of debated on that one because they just had a few RV hookups, and we would be working in the Ace Hardware store and not meeting as many people. You like being in an RV park for the
So
community.
you can meet people in a hardware store.
Well, you like the RV park community, though. You like to get out and meet people.
Yeah.
So that's two ways. And the third way to find work camping jobs is Facebook. So I'd mentioned that earlier that we did.
Or your neighbors.
So actually, Glacier, we found it two different ways, really. We had already been there, and then we communicated with the workers on Facebook.
Yeah.
But Facebook, there's lots of work camp groups on Facebook. So you can join those groups, and then there's RV parks and businesses that post their job listings there and with their information, and then you can go check them out. And there's even one Facebook group. It's called Work Campers. I think this is right. I'll have to look it up. Work Campers, the good, the bad, and the ugly. So, sometimes those work camping jobs just don't turn out the way people expect them to.
Yeah,
Maybe
well, it's like
maybe it's somebody that's really, really hard to work for, and so those people go on that Facebook page and tell their story.
But again, different people have different attitudes about different things. But you can go, everybody knows, you can go on Google and just find or search engine anything that you're looking for. But
Right.
our friend Cecil and Regine that we worked in Glacier with, and we actually met them at an RV park. 4 years ago, 5 years ago.
Yeah.
And that's another way. We have some friends that we kind of try to run around with if we can, and
Well, our jobs have been the seasonal, so we were in Montana from 1st of May until the end of
September.
mid-September.
That's normally the summer jobs.
We had enough time when we left there. We stopped in Colorado and did the Rocky
Estes
Mountain
Park,
National Park. We went on to Kansas to the heavy duty truck rally. We went back to Tennessee and had an early Thanksgiving and Christmas with our kids.
Yeah.
And then we started the job here. So you have time in between that you can still move around and do things. So we had the Glacier, so we worked in Montana. We're working here in Texas, and our next job's going to be in South Dakota. So out of the 3 jobs, it's been 3 states that, allow you to do some things in between before the new job begins. So Ricky's jobs have always been outside work, and I work in the office. And, you know, I described it to somebody as kind of like your travel nurses when they go into hospitals. A lot of the hospitals have different software that they use. So same thing here. Glacier, they had a RV park software. Here they have a rent manager software. And in Montana, I believe it's a different software. But they're all similar in ways, so it's generally easy to pick up on and learn their system. But hopefully, after going to several, we'll be able to use the same software.
Well,
Find some that use the same software. It
different.
won't be quite as
Well,
hard.
far as outside, different parks have different needs.
Right.
Like in Glacier, you know, I mowed, weeded, cut limbs, stained, you know. Here, don't need those things. Like I say, working at the pool, which is and thankfully Cecil, I'm working with Cecil that knows how, that's being very patient with me and helping me.
Test the
Well,
water. And
do the right thing
put in
there.
the chemicals. And,
You know, they have somebody to mow, do those kinds of things. So, and then the next part we're going to, it'll be a little different in some ways. They lead people to their sites, and that'll be part of the job for me. Plus, you know, some of the other things that I've been used to. So, you know, most of them don't require a lot of hours. Just depends, you know. Of course, the one we're going in South Dakota,
it's going to be different because
Yeah.
we're going to get our site full hookup with electricity paid, lots of discounts in their store, and
then we're paid.
discount on
You know,
propane.
we're paid for every hour that we work.
We're gonna be paid
you know,
there.
We're not. You're not gonna make a killing work camping. I mean, quite honestly,
Supplements the income.
Oh, absolutely. But you know, RVing is
Expensive.
It's not necessarily a cheap life. You know.
But we're you know, like anybody else that's retired, we're on a budget, and it does
We ain't on no
supplement the
budget.
income.
We just spend.
But
more
it's
than we
not.
make.
But it's not gonna move into our Social Security. It's not going to affect that.
No,
we're not going to make enough for
No.
it to affect that. But you make enough to help cover your
Help
expenses.
supplement some stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you know, there again, I mean, Glacier, you know, looking back over last summer, we got to do a lot of stuff.
We had a lot of free time.
It was a big year, and we were working. And down here it's a little different, although
The winter's different.
Yeah.
It's always different in the winter.
yeah, well, but even while we were in Yuma, we done a lot while we were in Yuma.
Let's just say we watch more movies in the winter.
Yeah, she's actually watching movies, which you don't do.
I usually
but
don't
anyway.
watch movies.
But there's all kinds. There's all
But in
kinds
South
of ways.
Dakota, it's going to be different because we're going to work more hours. But they told us that we would have the same days off together.
Yeah.
So we'll have a few days off that we can ride the motorcycle, and we will even be there during Sturgis week.
Yeah.
Got a lot of friends coming up there. Well, we do hope that the tips that we shared with you in this video are helpful if you are thinking about working a seasonal work camp job. We have some other good things coming in the next few weeks. We are going to be doing a full review of this park, Sunset Ridge RV Resort in Corpus Christi, Texas. So this is a definite big rig friendly park. They do have about 30 sites that are 103 foot long. Some of those are back in and some of those are pull through. And there are 158 total sites. So Ricky and I, like we said, we're both working here. We've got a lot of good information to share with you about the park. And that will be within the next few weeks. And then, as we talked about in the video, we do have a surprise for you coming next month. So be sure and like and subscribe and hit the notification bell so you'll be notified when we post videos and you won't miss out on the fun. So we just want to thank all of you for following us along on our journey. And by the way, we only have a couple hundred subscribers, and we'll be at our 20,000 subscriber mark. So we're very excited about that. We just again want to thank all of you for following us along on our journey as Ricky and I are soaring together and living life in different places. Right now, Corpus Christi, Texas. Thanks for watching.